And there he is. Your boy, Michael Gonzalez, is the first one in chat.
Yeah. Always.
Fanica, thank you. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right. We got Acno Goji in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Mike. That's right. All right. So what were you up to today, brother, before we get started? What'd you do today?
I didn't do too much. I did watch the movie today.
Okay.
I actually did that today.
Oh, cool.
So it's fresh on my mind. Yeah.
Nice.
I watched it this morning because I said I was going to watch it last week. I was like, if I watch it, at that time I would have forgotten.
You're like me. Yeah, you're like me.
Yeah. So I just said, you know what? Let me just check this out this morning, and then
Yeah.
So we'll get into that in a little bit as soon as we get more people rolling in.
We're almost at 20 right now. What's going on, chat? Welcome to the live stream. That's right. The first ever episode. Is it really that bad?
Aldo Fanica, what's going on, buddy? Mike is here, of course. Acno Goji's here, of course.
The nation in here.
I'm not getting updates automatically on the stream. That's weird.
It shows on my end. It shows we got 16 people so far.
Yeah.
Cheers, chat. Cheers for hanging out.
Absolutely.
What's going on, Jonathan? Big Bad Wolf. Oh, we got Omni Blast.
I dubbed her that name, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she used to be Omni Doll. Then I renamed her Omni Blast, and I did the whole sword thing and everything.
Nice.
Yeah.
There we go. Everybody chatting here. Hello, Robzilla and Space Fatzilla. I can dig it. What's going on, Mr. Triangle World?
Oh, look at that. Triangle World's here.
Yeah. The nation wants to know what's up. The nation wants to know, did Rob like the movie? Or is he ending the friendship with Fat Samurai tonight?
Actually, interesting. Real quick, did you get to watch the core yet?
Not yet, because I'm gonna pull a U. I'm gonna watch it
like Friday morning,
either Friday morning or the day before, and then this is fun, man. I already got other YouTubers already wanting to do stuff like this. This is fun.
Yeah, this is good stuff.
Yeah, this is fun. This is something I've been wanting to do forever. I just couldn't figure out what kind of format. So you kind of helped kick it off, man. So thanks.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
We got enough people, 20 people here.
Sure.
Oh, shit. We got Sci-Fi Century up in here. What's going on, brother? Omni Blast says she graciously accepted this name.
Oh, she likes it. when you get a chance, ask her about her chicken wing eating competition.
Whoa, John. Thanks, brother. We're about to start the ruckus right now, man. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, thank you for the donation, you guys. Oh, another one from Fanica. Thank you.
Yeah.
Says, I was just hoping in quick. I hope all of you are doing well. Mike. Good night, everyone. Hope you're doing well too, Fanica. And John. Thanks again, you guys. And I'm going to try to... We're about to get it going. Sorry, I'm a little clicky over here with the button. Sorry, I'm not a professional like Rob. I'm learning. He's trying to show me the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We got enough people, man. We can get it cracking.
All right.
Welcome, chat, everyone, to the live stream. First episode, we're kicking it off. We're getting it started of Is It Really That Bad? Where we take a look at movies that were financial failures or the critics hated them. And we decide, nope, those are justified reviews and this movie's shit. Or, you know what? It wasn't that bad. Getting too much hate. Or, meh, it's in the middle. So we're here to decide. We're here to discuss and decide. So I challenged Rob with Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters, the unrated cut, and he got a chance to watch it. You said today, this morning.
I watched it this morning. Yes.
All right. Now, are you gonna kill the suspense and let us know, is it really that bad off the bat? Or you want to talk about what you like and what you didn't like, and then we'll decide at the end?
I'm going to say right off the bat.
Okay.
I like the movie.
All right. Hey.
However,
okay,
there is a caveat. That doesn't necessarily mean it was a good movie.
Right.
Because there are bad movies I like.
Mm-hmm.
This movie, because I'm an action junkie. I don't mind gore.
Yes.
And I appreciate R-rated movies because they're so rare these days.
Yes.
And this obviously, now I didn't know initially this was an R-rated movie. I went in thinking it was PG-13.
Right.
So then a little bit into the movie, I'm starting to realize this is a little violent. And then I realized, this is R-rated and it's the uncut version, which doesn't add too much from what I was seeing. Just an extended scene with Gretel, with her and some goons, and then I think another extended scene with one of the witches. But the thing is, I like Jeremy Renner. I like Gemma Aderson. I love Gemma Aderson. Actually, she's gorgeous. And I've always liked Famke Janssen.
Hold that thought. I caught a quick clip of one of your streams, and I heard you talk about Gemma Arterton, and I had to applaud. I had to applaud you and bow, brother, because I was like, I literally thought I was the only guy in the universe that thought she was attractive.
Oh no, I think she's hot,
dude. If we start a list of underrated hot actresses, she has to go on there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. She's not even a bad actress either. She's pretty good.
Actress. Yeah,
but she doesn't get all the clout like some of the other female actresses do.
Mm-hmm.
Now the story.
I got excited.
Is
all right, go ahead.
The story of the movie is. I mean, you look at the original fairy tale. And this is like an extension of what happened after that fairy tale, or an alternate. The story is, I mean, some of the things these witches were doing were just absolutely ridiculous. And this is one thing I got to say that I criticize of movies these days is that there's still that fever pitch to make certain scenes feel like very Matrixy.
Okay.
You know, that high pace, fast paced, dodging this. But these witches were like running on all fours. They were adept at some martial arts.
They could climb up climb up
trees.
Yes.
Now, but look, the special effects were really good.
Okay.
It was action packed. If you're an action junkie, you're gonna like it. All right. I wasn't bored, which is an important factor.
That's huge. That's a huge thing.
Would I consider this a good movie? Is it really that bad? It's like on the cusp. Like it's not really that bad, but it's not good enough to say that it's out of the not that bad territory.
Right.
You know, I'm trying to be objective.
You would call this good bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Good bad is a good way to put it. It's a good bad movie. You know, it's just
like Katana, what's up?
Yeah, it's just a twist on a fairy tale.
Yeah, it's a new take.
It's a very crazy twist. They're not very good at hiding certain elements of the movie. There was some like the redhead. I'm just going to say the redhead in case people want to go and watch it that haven't seen it.
No, I kind of knew spoilers. Movie's been out long enough. We can talk spoilers.
Okay, so I knew the redhead right out the gate was a witch.
Yeah,
I knew
white witch. She was a white witch.
Yeah, the minute I knew she was a witch, and then obviously she's a good witch.
Right.
But I knew she was. I don't know what it was. I just actually, it's not really hard to kind of tell. You know, you just kind of know that she's a good witch.
Right.
I will say I was a little sad that she died at the end. I didn't see that coming. I was like, oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, that's too bad.
Yeah. Because she ended up like she didn't have to do shit, but she ended up going out of her way to help out. So it's kind of like, oh, that's fucked up. She got killed.
Yeah, I did find it funny that Hansel has a magic form of diabetes. Now that I was like, wait a minute. So for those of you who hadn't seen the movie, we are spoiling it. So I'm going to tell you what this is all about. So in the beginning of the movie, when Hansel and Gretel are captured by the witch, Hansel is in a cage and it's being force-fed sugar cookies from the witch to fatten him up.
Right.
And it turns out that the after effects of that is like some sort of curse where he has to take insulin shots every couple of hours. Yeah. They don't say it's insulin. They don't call it that. I think they call it the magic sugar curse or some shit like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. I was like, okay, that is pretty stupid. I'm like, that is pretty dumb. He ate like 4 cookies and now he's got diabetes for the rest of his life. And
they were cursed cookies, Rob. They were cursed.
Yes. They were cursed cookies. And Femke Jensen plays like the High Witch. She's like the main villain. Yeah. She's got like these super extra powers. So she kind of teleports and she's pretty wicked. I liked Femke Jensen in this movie. I liked the way she played that villainous character.
Yeah, you could tell she was having fun.
There's some practical effects in here that are really good.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I was the first of all, the troll looked partially Edward looked partially practical on I think close-up shots, and then like far shots were more CGI.
Yeah. So I watched I clicked on hold that thought. I clicked on the special features after I watched the movie, and there's a video in there called Get to Know Edward the Troll or something like that. And I clicked on the video and that was all practical.
Wow.
That was all guy in a suit, makeup effects, the animatronics of his head. That was straight out of the 80s, bro.
It was really awesome. Well done. I got to say that. That was really good.
Yeah.
And the makeup on the witches were really good.
Yeah.
Especially the variety of witches that they show at the end, like the stumped witch. Yeah. She's like running around like this because she got no legs.
Yeah.
And how about the Siamese twins witches?
Dude.
They were badass.
Yeah, that was a dope scene.
Just
one side's got blades, the other side's got blades, and they're like fighting this way.
And what's worse is like he shoots them and they split partially.
Yeah.
So they're fighting partially split. That was pretty gross. Gross.
Oh, here we go. We got Andre saying that movie's a guilty pleasure of mine. I enjoy myself when it's on. All right. Cool.
It is entertaining. Like, it's one thing to watch a bad movie. It's another thing to watch a bad movie that's boring. This is not boring. And there are some things in this movie that you can really appreciate. Yeah. The makeup, the wardrobe, and the practical effects are absolutely great. And the story, not so much.
Right. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
They're capturing all the kids. They're basically trying to do this ritual to where it makes all the witches immune to
fire.
Immune to fire.
Yeah. Yeah, because burning the witch and that whole thing.
Yeah. And the big twisteroo at the end is you find out that the kids actually their mother was actually a grand white witch.
A grand white witch that got burned at the stake. Which is why
she used her powers on the kids so that way they're immune to witchcraft.
Right. So Hansel and Gretel are immune to witch spells. And that's because in the beginning they really kind of like they did a good job with this one. They really kind of throw you off because they made it look like their mother is telling her husband to take them into the woods, basically sacrificing them to the witches.
Yeah.
As if it's some sort of deal. And the father just leaves them there.
Right.
But you find out later that he took them to the woods to protect them because the village was coming for the mother because they found out she was a witch. And when the father returned, he witnessed her being burned at the stake, and then they caught him and hung him while she was burning.
That was fucked up.
It was really fucked up. It's actually some pretty sad parts in this movie. Like like I said, that scene where you see what happened with the parents, Mina, which is the name of the white witch that falls in love with Gretel, Hansel. That was pretty sad. I didn't see that coming, that she died. Because I figured to myself, after she got stabbed, maybe she's got some sort of healing concoction or something. Right. But no, she's just dead. And so there's some parts of the movie that are really good. And to be honest, it was a box office success. The budget on the movie, I think, was either $50 or $80 million. And it made 200. Yeah, and it made
for a 3D movie?
Yeah, and it made 223 million worldwide at the box office, which was a big profit. So the movie did well. I remember the marketing for the movie. It wasn't that heavy.
No.
So, and while it's panned by critics, there are a lot of horror critics that gave it a high score. They thought it was really good. And it is very gross. Yeah. There's a lot of blood. And I was surprised. I'm like, damn, this fucking movie's violent as hell. I was like, holy shit. I was like, man, there's a lot of this shit going on.
Props to the stunt work and the stuntmen taking all those hard bumps, man.
Oh, yeah.
People get fucked up in this movie. Like, they get thrown out the windows. They get thrown up against walls, rocks, trees. Like, there were a lot of bumps. And what I enjoyed about the movie is like you, the action was fun. But what I enjoyed about it, like you said, that you like the action, but what I enjoyed about it was the action. For me, everyone's different, but for me, the kind of fast-paced moving, brawling, reminded me of the type of action that was in the Evil Dead movies.
Right. Yeah. It's
the frantic camera movement, but you can still see what's going on. It's not like it's really bad shaky camera or anything.
No,
but
it's not shaky camera at all.
Like that one fight Jeremy Renner had with the red hair witch.
Yeah.
Dude, that was like beat down. Like they kept going, man. Like she was biting his leg. Then she hit him over the head with the table. Like he just kept fighting,
and then how about
I was like, holy shit.
Now I will say, when the witches were flying on their brooms, it kind of reminded me of like a stormtrooper on a speeder. Like that was like, all right, this is a little too fast. This is a fucking broom. Let's get real now. These motherfuckers were flying through the forest, and I thought they were flying through the forest, and I thought it was Return of the Jedi. I was like, what the hell is this?
And one of them ended up getting killed, like almost similar to the Ewoks, using the rope to take out what's called. All right, so here we go. So we have a warning for Alan. So Alan says, might have to check it out. I love a good witch movie. Now, that's awesome you're interested, but there's a warning. Okay? You have this movie. I think one of the reasons people kind of didn't really know what to make of it is they were probably like, what kind of movie is this? Is this action? Is this horror? Is this fantasy? Is this comedy? What is this? I think people were trying to find what tone is the movie. That's probably why not everybody and their grandma probably liked it. And the ratings for this are bad. And I'll remind you what the ratings are at Rotten Tomatoes before you give your decision. But just expect all of the above, Alan, because that's what this is. It's a comedy, action, horror, fantasy movie. That's what it is. It's everything.
And horror in the sense of violence, not necessarily scary.
Right.
I mean, some of that first witch that they saw when they were kids, she was scary looking. But it's hard to make Femke Jensen look scary. You know what I mean? Some of the witches at the end, just the design and the variety, like they all specifically look different. And
they had a blast.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch the ending when all the witches came through, and I'm like, wow, this is excellent. Yeah. Excellent. Like makeup work, clothing. I'm like, man, there's some real things about this movie that are just really good.
Right. Yeah. There we go. John going, Fast Samurai Guy type of movie. All it needed was ninjas. Yes. Ninjas and everything.
Ninja witches. Yeah, I would say they're ninja witches.
Yes. But yeah, I totally agree with you on the plot. The plot is just us to get to the next action sequence. It's very simplistic. It's nothing hugely memorable or stand out, but it's easy to follow. I think that's what they were going for. Now, the director, let me go back here one second. His name is, I'm going to botch it, Tommy Wirkola.
Yeah, yep.
And he did 2 other movies, and I was like, okay, because that name sounded familiar, but I had to go look him up. And he did 2 other movies that I'm like, okay, I kind of get where Hansel and Gretel, kind of the type of movie he wanted to make came from. Because the 2 movies that I've seen of his are 2 zombie comedies called Dead Snow. And they're basically German soldier zombies resurrect, and this small crew that goes out, a small group of friends that go out in the cabin, they basically have to fight them. That one's a little, it's fun, it's violent, it's a fun movie. It's called Dead Snow.
Yep.
There's a little bit of comedy in it, but not a lot. But the sequel goes bonkers off the rails in terms of adding way, way more comedy, to the point where the Russian, you have a big battle with Russian soldiers, zombie soldiers versus German zombie soldiers.
Oh my God.
And they're all fighting each other. And at one point, there's a zombie medic on the side.
Oh my God.
Trying to fix the intestines and put, like, it's so bonkers. I was like, okay, so that's who this director is. So you can see elements of gore, comedy, not necessarily the greatest storyline ever, but as long as movies just boring, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, yeah, and actually, something else pretty surprising about this movie. Will Ferrell was one of the producers.
What? Really?
Yeah, Will Ferrell was one of the producers, and Hans Zimmer oversaw the music. He didn't compose it.
I did see his name. Yes.
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting. So there's some pretty big names in there behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And then, of course, like I said, like Jeremy Renner. I mean, he had already done Avengers by the time this movie came out, because this movie came out in 2013.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was, now obviously, Gretel or Gemma was, I felt kind of the lead in this, like she was more the focus.
Yeah.
She was more of the story. I mean, surrounded both of them, but she was a little bit more focused than Hansel was. Yeah. Because it turns out they needed her heart. Right. Because she was the daughter of a white witch. They don't care about the woman. Witch. So, yeah. All the witches are women, obviously. So, so she was kind of like the standout for the most part. Pretty much until the end, she kind of still became somewhat the damsel in distress. Yeah. But at the end, they had that showdown with the main witch, Muriel. That was her name, played by Famke Janssen, and her versus
back at the old house.
Yeah, back at the old house, their old house when they were kids, and that's when they found out that their mother was a witch. And then they kind of didn't know how to take that. And then they heard the story from Muriel, and they were kind of taken back. So they kind of realized that there are good witches. They didn't know there was such thing as good witches at that time,
right?
Hansel was kind of learning when he got his rocks off with Mina in the pool in the water. So he kind of figured that out, and then she confirmed it, and he kind of freaked out a little bit. Yeah. But then found out his mother was also a white witch, and now, so they're out there. And I thought the one of the greatest characters in the movie though was Edward. Edward was great. Yeah.
I love the fact I at first, when we first watched the movie like years ago, whatchamacallit, when he went over the cliff, I was like, don't kill Edward, damn it.
Yeah.
Don't you kill Edward. And then when he showed up at the end and he was like on the team.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, what? I loved it. He pushed the door down.
Yeah, there was a lot of surprising and disappointing deaths in this movie. Not disappointing but disappointing like, oh my God, I can't believe they did that. Yeah. Because the mayor, who was, a support character, but he was very, very level-headed. He's the one that hired Hansel and Gretel, and he was very reasonable. And then he gets murdered by the deputy, because the deputy just wants to burn every witch. He doesn't give a shit.
played by Peter Stormare, who's perfectly casted, by the way.
Yeah, he's always a good villain. He's always a good villain. He's always a good asshole villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I liked him. He had a good small side villain part. Like he wanted to kill the witches, but he wanted to do it by any means necessary. He didn't want to do investigation. He's the one that almost burned Mina in the beginning.
Yeah.
And Mina was saved by Hansel and Gretel, which is why she was so fond of Hansel, because Hansel after that would still socialize with her when the rest of the town kind of scorned her, even though she was innocent.
Yeah.
And he got so fed up with Hansel and Gretel running the show that he just turned around and killed the mayor in front of the whole town.
And then double tapped.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I mean, he shot him in the neck and then he shot him in the head. And then him and his squad go and try to they beat the shit out of Gretel.
Yeah.
Gretel. And I mean, really beat the shit. Like I looked at this movie and I said, if this came out today, this would be burned all over Twitter because they kicked the living. I'm talking, they kicked her ass like they were fighting Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like it would take 4 dudes in Arnold's prime to kick his ass. These dudes were lighting her up.
That was my only nitpick was I kind of wanted her to take a few of them out before they overcome her by numbers.
Yeah, no.
Because up to that point, she's been a badass.
Yeah.
And then at that point, she's like, they're pulling NWO Degeneration X beat down.
I was waiting for them to spray paint on her back too. But then to make matters worse, after beating the shit out of her, then they're gonna start and try and rape her. And I'm like, oh my God, this scene would not fly today.
Oh no.
Now, to be fair, that is the scene that is extended.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the original cut, that scene didn't play out that far.
Oh.
But lo and behold, to the rescue comes Edward, who violently destroys these men.
Destroys.
I mean, he basically pounds one on the head and he just squishes his whole. You just see blood splatter. Yeah. I mean, if I saw that dude coming for me, I would run. These guys actually hung. One guy tried to shoot him. He's blocking it with his hand. Like, this ain't doing nothing. Yeah. So Edward is the one that saves Gretel. And then that's when we see that Edward is just kind of listening to the witches because I guess he has to. He really has no power over them.
He's kind of like their slave, kind of.
Yeah. He's kind of like their slave.
Don't forget about Peter's death.
Peter.
Peter Stormare.
Oh, yeah. He got it bad too. They all got it bad. He had those 2 guys who got knocked like 200 yards away from it. Yeah. This guy, so the troll, Edward, not a troll. He was a troll.
Yeah, he's a troll. Yeah.
He runs out of the forest top speed. I mean, even looking at this scene, I'm like, that looks scary. And he's not really that big. He's just brolic.
Yeah,
You look at him about 6'10". Most of the trolls in these movies are like 8 feet tall. He about 6'10", just a shade under 7 feet. But he's brolic, like he's just muscular. And he comes out with a big ass wooden log, like fucking Hacksaw Jim Duggan on steroids. Oh. And I'm telling you, he hits the longest home run with these 2 motherfuckers. He hits them dead on the chest, and they are gone. And I'm like, it was so seamless, it's insane. So yeah, it's definitely, look, it's an entertaining movie.
That's all we want.
I can't call it good because there's some story elements and there's some scenes that are just kind of ridiculous. The witches running around like on all fours like they're a cheetah, I think it's a little stupid. The magical insulin or the magical diabetes is just fucking dumb. It's just, I don't know where the hell that came from. That's just ridiculous. Yeah, and some of the lines were pretty bad too.
Look, everybody wants to watch. The more we talk about it, everybody.
So like this, so in the beginning of the movie, right? Hansel and Gretel, they approach the house that's made of like candy and yummies, right?
Yeah.
So they get to the house and the gingerbread house, that's what it was.
Right. Yeah.
And they start eating the candy, and that's how they get suckered in. So later in the movie, they confront the witch in that same house, only all the candy's rotted and it looks like shit. Yeah. And Hansel's like, whatever you do, don't eat the candy. And I'm like, Look at the fucking house. Who's gonna eat anything off that goddamn thing? I mean, honestly, who Frankenstein? Like, no one's gonna eat that shit. Damn, now I really want to watch
it. I would have, in terms of B movies go, I thought it was really, really entertaining. Remember when we watched this years ago, it was we were like, oh God, we've heard nothing but horrible things about it. People did reviews. They were like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So when we got around to checking it out, our expectations were like nothing. We were like zero. We were expecting the worst movie ever made kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we were like, by the end of it, we were like, that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's not perfect, but we were like, it was fun.
Yeah, it's definitely not amongst the worst ever made. Not by a long shot. No. Actually, if I may, real quick.
Oh, go for it.
You change a couple of small things in this movie, and this is actually a damn good movie.
Yeah.
There's some, like I said, there's some things in the movie that are so dumb, you're like, oh. And there's some scenes in the movie that are like, oh my God, Jesus Christ. When I saw that witch chop on all fours running, like I was like, oh, come on, really? I'm like, she's got a broom, and you're gonna tell me she's running like a mad woman.
Yeah.
I like when Edward was healing Gretel, he yells, drink to make her drink. Yeah. To make her drink the water. How about when that kid, when Gretel got knocked out, the kid took her in after the witches attacked the village.
Yeah.
And he's cleaning the dirt off her, and then he's slowly going down to her neck, and then he goes down to her tit. And she's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, why would you even do that?
He's lucky she didn't knock him out. He was like the fanboy. I call him the fanboy character of the movie.
Yeah, he was a fanboy. He did end up joining the team later.
Yeah.
And he was the one that took out Muriel, not took her out, but he pretty much set it up for them to catch up to her because she was off on her broom.
Yeah.
And he sniped her from the middle of the forest off her broom, and they finally caught up to her. So he played his role.
Yeah. I like the opening scene with those hunters hired by Peter Stormare. They're like, you want us to go witch hunting at night? Are you fucking serious? And he gives them, he's like, I'll give you more money, just do the job. And then Famke fucks them up.
Oh, man.
Like the guy that got drawn and quartered.
Oh, my God, dude. Let me tell you, it was so predictable. And it was one of those scenes that you shouldn't watch if you're a guy, but you do anyway. Because you knew what was going to happen the minute those branches wrapped around every limb of him. I said, I know what's going to happen here. Why am I still watching this? And it happened, and it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, that's pretty gross. And the dude that she implanted with the bug, only to deliver the message. And then, I mean, she was pretty evil, man. She was pretty.
He goes to deliver the message. And then it just explodes in the bar.
He just pops in the bar. It's like insane. Oh, how about when
the fanboy's like, awesome.
Or how about when they kill the kid? How about the little boy they killed? So they got this little boy.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, wow, this is pretty fucked up, man.
Yeah.
So they have this kid and it's the three witches. It's Muriel, the head witch, Famke Janssen, and then she has like two sister witches. No one real famous. I looked them up. I never heard of them before. But anyway, so they're in their little hut or whatever, their little witch, whatever, and they're brewing a test potion to test the fire and whether or not it burns them. So they feed like this poisonous frog to this kid. They force feed him. Then they put the kid on a table and they show the kid looking up.
Yeah.
Famke Janssen picks up a hatchet. And they show the kid, and I'm like, something's gonna happen, and this kid's gonna blamp. And then she just chops, and then next thing you know, they're eating his brains. And I'm like, did they? Yeah, they didn't show the kid's head get split open.
Yeah.
But you knew what happened, and you knew what they were eating. And even though they didn't show it, I was kind of like, that kid was like maybe 10 years old. It reminds me of the part. Did you see the first It movie?
Yeah.
So the very opening scene when he's in the fucking sewer. And the kid goes to reach and he grabs the kid and rips his arm off. I was traumatized. I'm like, this kid's 7 years old. He got his arm ripped off. Well, in this movie, this kid's like maybe 10 years old, and he got scalped.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then they have a bowl with his blood and his brains, and they eat it, and then I'm like, wow, there's some really fucked up parts in this movie, man.
Yeah, no one's safe. Everybody gets fucked up.
Yeah.
Everybody gets beat up, man. And don't forget, what about that other scene where the Red Witch, when they invade the town and they start causing a fucking ruckus? The evil red-haired witch, uses her powers because the other kid pulls a gun on her. And he uses her powers, and she makes him shoot his mom, who goes flying out.
Oh my! And she flies through the fucking door, through the window. She gets blasted back by a shotgun, and then later, Muriel, the main witch, does something very similar to the other guy. The guy is shooting her with like a sawed-off shotgun.
Oh,
and then
yes.
Remember that? Yeah. And then she points his wand and is forcing it up to his chin.
Yeah.
And then bam. I was like, wow, these are some evil bitches, man. Yeah. I'm like, could you imagine them on their period? I mean, holy shit.
Famke was having too much fun being evil.
She really was.
This is probably the most fun she had being evil.
It had to be. You know why?
Because GoldenEye playing Xenia Onatopp.
Yeah, well, you think about most of the movies she's been in, she's always been a good girl, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know, until like X-Men, X-Men United, where she played Phoenix, and but that I don't really count that. This one, she was like let loose.
The guy that blew his head off, that she made blow his head off, didn't she have some line where she was like this cottage, or the walls in here look pretty dull.
Oh yeah, they need more color. That's what she said.
Yeah, you could use more color.
Yeah, she said, you humans have such dull taste. This place could use a little bit of color. Then bam, you just see fucking blood all over the place. I was like, wow.
Tino, what's going on, brother? Welcome. Why are you singing? What is he doing?
Yeah, he's sitting on Mr. Rogers.
What is happening? This is not. We're talking about brains and heads blowing up. Tino, what are you doing? So anyway, the fun stuff.
Yeah, and for those of you guys out there who like a little bit of TNA in your R-rated movies, you won't be disappointed. The actress who plays Mina, who I've never heard of, she's absolutely gorgeous though.
Yeah.
And she gets bunk ass naked and goes into the pool with
that was a well-directed scene.
In fact, Oscar worthy.
Yes.
In my personal opinion.
Yes.
So they show her, she drops her gown. She has a nice badunk-a-dunk. And I'm like, okay, I gotta maybe just pause this real quick. I need to analyze.
This movie's starting to score points a little bit for you now.
Yeah. Okay, this is now a 3-star movie. A little small in the top. You know, I like my double D's, and Nation knows that. But she made up for it with the booty.
Yeah.
So hey, so I had fun with the movie.
Yeah.
It's definitely on the cusp of bad, but it's certainly not as bad as the critics said it was, I don't think. And it was a financially successful movie. Right. But I can see why they didn't make a sequel, So
I wouldn't have minded one. Especially
me either.
With Edward on the team, and they teased the sequel at the end where, Gretel goes in there, guns blazing. Oh, speaking of guns blazing, I love the Gatling gun scene.
I was gonna say the weapons were really cool. I thought the weapons were cool.
Just laying the waste to all the witches, body parts falling around. And then Gretel had that cool split crossbow.
Yes.
I mean, there's some cool shit, man.
Yeah, and the thing of it is, too, the white witch Mina had to bless the weapons with this kind of like a concoction she made, because the only way you could really kill a witch is by burning them. And because there was so many witches at the end, there was no way they could do that. So she made like this elixir that she poured all over the bullets and the weapons that would insta-kill the witches. So, and then Mina's the one that took the Gatling gun at the end.
That was
and
great.
Was just lighting them up. And I mean, and it was so funny to see the little stumpy witch hopping. Oh my God. I was like, man, this is great. That final scene I really appreciated because of the variety of the witches, the makeup. They all looked, each and every one of them looked different, distinct, and they were all wearing different clothes. It was such great attention to detail. I'm like, wow, you change a couple of things in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
You maybe complicate the narrative a little bit,
Right.
make it more interesting, take some stupid shit out of there.
Right.
This is a damn good movie you could have made, if you would have done some of those things. Because in terms of visuals, and in terms of attire and makeup, and practical effects, it was really top notch.
Yeah.
Surprisingly top notch.
Didn't Renner kick the stump witch in the air and then shot her while she was in the air?
Yes. And he also going back to the village scene when they invaded the village.
Yeah.
He also kicked the redhead witch in the twat.
Oh.
He kicked her in the twat and she went flying back because the redhead witch had bit Jeremy Renner in the balls when they were fighting.
Yeah.
So he got pissed and turned around and kicked her in the pussy. I was like, when have you seen a woman get kicked by a man, no less? I know it's happened in the movies where a woman gets kicked in her junk. But it's usually by another woman. This movie, it was a dude that kicked her in the junk.
Yeah, and a lot of that was funny, but a lot of the other comedy really comes from that. Like I said, I was reminded of Army of Darkness a little bit.
Yeah,
where you have a guy basically in a period piece setting, but he's modern day talking the whole movie.
Yeah,
and that a lot of the comedy came from that. Like when Jeremy Renner's like, the witch is trying to fly away, and he's like hanging on the broom, and he's like, "Come here, you fucking bitch!"
They curse, the F word, F bombs all over the place. And the funny thing is, everyone in the movie has period piece accents except Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah.
And what's funny about that is Gemma, is English in real life. She actually has an accent. So I guess they did that so that way people wouldn't question why Jeremy Renner doesn't have an English accent, but Gretel does. So, Gemma had to conform her accent to an American accent. So Hansel and Gretel had regular accents. Everybody else had an English accent.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that was a little off.
Well, I don't know how Jeremy would have sounded with British accent.
I don't think he could pull it off. I don't think he's that kind of actor.
Right.
A character actor. I think he's just go out there and perform high stakes stunts and actions and all that. They had a great arsenal for hunting evil witches. It was great. They really did. More guns though than anything.
Yeah.
A lot of guns. They didn't really have many sharp weapons.
One of the things I would have changed was I would have added more comedy. Like a little bit more.
Yeah.
Comedy. Not too much, but
some of the parts alone were some of them were funny without trying to be. Like I said, once again, when that witch dropped down on all fours, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, what is happening here? Why is she running like a cheetah? You got a broom, you're still a humanoid. Why are you running like you're in the fucking safari?
Well, I don't know. What do you think the director was? I mean, it's obvious the director wasn't trying to be serious.
Yeah, well, no, of course not. You can't take them.
No.
I mean, it's Hansel and Gretel, for God's sake. You know what I mean? I mean, come on now. This isn't exactly like, the kind of story you want to, you're going to put into a movie. I mean, they did, but.
One of the scenes that made me laugh, which I wanted more of, was at the end, they're beating, had that big fight with Famke in the old house.
Yep.
And then Jeremy passes out because he needs his insulin.
Yes. Oh my God. That's another scene that I thought was so stupid. But I'm like, oh my God.
But what made me laugh though about that was Gemma's beat up. They're both fucked up. So Gemma crawls over there, sticks the needle in his leg. He gets his energy back. And they're both beat up and laying down. And they're both looking at each other in a loving, brotherly, sisterly way.
Yeah.
Right? And then what did they say to each other? She says, I fucking hate you.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
And he's all like, suck it or something.
Yeah. That was funny. I
was like, okay, we could have used more of this, more of that. But
yeah, they were fine together. They had good chemistry on screen.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a movie with too many mistakes and bad decisions. But man, it had glimpses of really, really good. It really had. You know what I think would have been better if they had just made it an original story. Like, because you think Hansel and Gretel already, your mind is like, really?
Right.
Like, what are you going to do next? Like the Little Miss Muffet movie? You know, how are you going to do that? You know, the guy should have started a whole universe of fairy tales.
Humpty Dumpty.
You know, I mean, we've had other ones. Little Red Riding Hood. They did that one a couple of years.
I heard that was shit, though. I heard that was actually bad.
I never even saw it.
All right. So before we keep talking and having fun talking here, one final time, since people were joining here, one final time, Rob. So the rating for this movie, Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters, the critics have given it a extremely ridiculously low 16%. And even the audience didn't really like it that much. They gave it extremely low 53%. So again, in the end, was Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters that bad?
No, it really wasn't that bad. In fact, if I could rate it on Rotten Tomatoes, it would barely be fresh. It would be at 60%.
Right.
Which is barely a passing grade. I think that's a fair rating.
Yeah.
18. What was it? What was the critics rating?
Critics gave it 16.
Yeah, that's way too low. But you know, the critics, they feel like they have to do that. Like no one takes critics seriously anymore anyway. But yeah, no, it's certainly not that bad. Not nearly that bad. I would give it barely fresh because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun. I in fact, to some extent, I almost regret waiting this long to see it. But you know, sometimes even though I try not to listen to critics, when you do see the audience talking shit about it, and you do see critics talking shit about it, it forces you to kind of put it on the back burner, and then eventually you just never watch it.
Right.
Because like I said, I like Jeremy Renner, and I love Femke Jensen, and I love Gemma Arterton. So
yeah,
I was like, wow, why wouldn't I want to watch this? But you know,
yeah. But in the end, the important thing is, were we entertained? Right.
And I was.
Because
it's not a long movie. That's another good thing. It's like an hour and a half.
Yeah. I mean, how many
fast pace?
Mm-hmm. How many big budget movies have we seen, Rob? I mean, like hugely big budget movies, and we were like, fucking, like, kill us.
Yeah.
Kill me now.
Oh my God, yes. I'm trying to think of most recent one. Well, to some extent, Avengers Endgame was kind of boring up until the very end.
Thanks, Tom.
That's why I like Infinity War a lot better. But
that it destroys it.
Yeah. Infinity War. I mean, it's the ending that makes the movie.
Yeah.
Like if they had released that movie with just 45 minutes and it's all the ending, I would have been satisfied with that.
Right.
But you know, everybody comes back and all that. So
yeah. All right. Well, chat, let us know. Keep us informed. What you guys thought of Hansel and Gretel while we keep on talking and having fun over here. We want to know. Looks like some of you have already said you thought it was a fun little entertaining time waster, and that's all we want.
Yeah.
Put on something fun, entertaining, have a good time, and then roll out.
Plus, it's got Gemma.
Dude.
What else do you need?
Go watch a movie called, I'm gonna butcher it, Byzantium.
Byzantium?
Have you seen that one?
Is that a vampire movie?
Yes. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I heard that she's really busty in that movie.
Dude. Yeah. I think that's the name of it. It's a very, I wouldn't say it's an amazing movie, but it's a very, I think it's good. I think it's very well made. It's very interesting though, because it's a different take on vampirism.
Like,
it's not like, kind of like Guillermo del Toro's Kronos.
Okay,
wasn't really a vampire film, but they took elements of vampirism.
As long as they don't glow in the sunlight.
No. Okay. But no. Oh, here we go. We got Nate. He loved Byzantium. Cool. At least I got the name right. Yeah, Byzantium's very good. It's just very it's very interesting. But she doesn't play like a good girl per se.
Oh no, you telling me bad Gemma is good Gemma?
I know. But she in terms of looks, that might be the hottest role. She may be the hottest.
All right, I'm gonna have to rent it tonight.
You might find it on Netflix. I'm not sure, but Well, Chris says he dug the movie. He was entertained. All right, Chris. He liked Hansel and Gretel. I am curious, sir, Mr. Rob, when we talk Friday, how many people in the comments are going to say they enjoyed the core?
None. Absolutely none. In fact, I thought you were very, very easy on me with this movie. I did not go easy on you.
Thanks, Nate. Oh, that's right. Ronan's also in it too. Yeah, she's good in that too.
Who's in it?
I'm horrible pronouncing her first names. Yeah. Ronan, from Guardians of the Galaxy, he's in it. So.
Oh, okay. I know who that is. Yeah.
No, just kidding. No. This actress, dude, has the best agent. This actress, everything she's been in, she's always like nominated for Academy Awards, dude.
Really?
Like seriously. You know what movie I liked with her? Do you know who I'm talking about yet?
Yeah. Blue eye, like she got blue eyes.
This actress right here. You see it?
Yes, I know who that is.
Yeah. Dude. She's always in stuff getting nominated for things. The movie that I enjoyed her in was Hannah.
Yeah, wasn't she like an assassin in that movie?
Yeah. I wanted to
see that one. I got to check it out.
Dude, Hannah is Hannah's one of those movies I never would have watched on my own. And then my buddy Edgar was like, "Yo, check Hannah out." I'm like, "Really, Hannah?" He's like, "Check it out." I was like, "Dude, this is badass." Now I know there's a Hannah TV series on Amazon Prime. I don't know if that's any good, but
I think it's still. I think Hannah is still on Amazon. I gotta go check it out.
Yeah, it's good, man. Oh, they're already warning me, Rob. They're warning me already.
Oh my God.
Never know.
Yeah. I had no mercy on you with this one. This it's gonna hurt to watch this for you.
What if I never know like it? This might be.
I can't possibly see you liking this movie. You like this movie, then God bless your heart. You're a very, very sweet man. Sweetheart, absolute 100% sweetheart. Not a critical opinion in your soul to like this movie. Look at Elizabeth; it's really good. I don't know about that. I think she's trolling you. I don't know if she seriously likes it or not, but I think she's trolling you.
Well, we got another Byzantium is underrated. All right. Tino says the best 3 vampire movies: Buffy, Twilight, and Vampire in Brooklyn. Tino,
Vampire in Brooklyn. I give you that one. That one's funny.
This guy.
But Twilight, yeah, Twilight, sure. If Twilight didn't have the vampires, if you take out the vampires, take out the love story, and leave the werewolves, I'm down with that.
Or just make it badass.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. The werewolves in that movie were cool. I like the werewolf aspect, and then the fact that they're connected to Native Americans, I love that.
Oh, Rob, what have we done, Rob? Tino's gonna watch the
movie now just because the core. Oh man, God bless your soul. Because that's you're gonna have a hard time getting through that one. It's bad. And what's sad about that is you have a lot of good actors in that movie. It stars Aaron Eckhart and Hillary Big Tit Swank. All right. And there's a couple of other notable actors in there. I can't remember off the top of my head. All right. So Byzantium is on Amazon Prime, $3.99 to rent. Gonna do that tonight. The Core. Let me see who else is in it, because there are some pretty other decent actors in that movie.
Check some other streaming sites. You might be able to watch it for free. I mean, maybe it's on Netflix.
Yeah, they usually tell me where it's listed. So let me see here. Aaron Eckhart, but they didn't put Hillary Swank in there. I don't know why. But, oh, you know what? Why am I looking at it here when I can look at it here?
Daikatana, is Mikey the movie about a little kid who's going around killing folks? I want to make sure that's the right Mikey. Because I think a movie just got released by MVD Rewind on Blu-ray called Mikey, and it's a little kid in there, and people are talking about it. There's some buzz. I want to make sure that's the same movie you're talking about. Let me know.
Okay, so check this out. You ready for this cast? All right. The Core. Hilary Swank.
Boom.
Aaron Eckhart.
Pow.
Stanley Tucci.
Really?
Bruce Greenwood.
Really? Okay.
Richard Jenkins.
Okay.
Alfre Woodward. What's her last name? Woodard. Alfre Wood. You know who that is? She plays
Doc Ock.
big time. Yeah.
Okay.
Who else here? We got Dion Johnstone.
Okay.
Although he's more noticeable as he's usually one of those actors that you see him, but you don't know who he is. Chlecky Cario. Now that guy is the villain in the first Bad Boys movie.
Okay.
DJ Qualls, who back then was a big deal. He's not so much a big deal anymore.
Okay.
And and former baseball player Sean Green.
Sexy Sumo.
What's up, Sexy Sumo?
Ooh.
So you have 6 really good actors in there.
That's a lot.
And this movie is just absolute garbage.
Did you watch What We Do in the Shadows yet?
What We Do in the Shadows.
That is fantastic vampire movie, bro. You got to watch it. It's hilarious.
That one. You know what it is? I got vampired out after a while.
You will love this movie.
Yeah, the thing of it is, there was that time period between 2008 and 2000, I would say 14, where it was all vampires and zombie craze. Yeah. You know, The Walking Dead was big, Twilight was a big deal.
Right here.
You know, and even before 2008, you had everybody clamoring for the Anne Rice vampire movies. You had Queen of the Damned. You had Interview with Vampire is a great movie. Yeah, but every Anne Rice adapted vampire movie after that was absolute garbage.
Well, there was more? There was more after?
Oh, yeah. They had the Lestat movie, but it was played by the guy from the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Oh.
Stuart Townsend, I think his name is. Is it? No, it's not Stuart. Is it Stuart Townsend? Let me see.
Was that the guy that got replaced in the next Thor movie?
Let me see. I'll tell you right now. Hold on. I think his name is. I don't know if it's Stuart Townsend or something else. Or let me see. Yeah, Stuart Townsend, who played Dorian Gray in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, did a Lestat movie based on an Anne Rice book. Lestat obviously was played by Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
So how the fuck you go from Tom Cruise to Stuart Townsend?
Wow.
You know what I mean? So yeah, every Anne Rice vampire movie post Interview with the Vampire was garbage. Queen of the Damned was absolute trash.
Believe it or not, I've never seen it. Even though Ali is in it.
Yeah, don't waste your time. I mean, if you want to honor her, just say a prayer. Don't even watch the movie. This is so.
Was that right about Stewart being replaced in Thor 2? Remember the Warriors 3?
Stuart Townsend, no, that was a different actor.
Okay.
I know who you're talking about, but I know which character you're talking about that was replaced, but it wasn't Stuart Townsend.
Okay.
I know that.
Okay.
So yeah, he did so he played Lestat in Queen of the Damned, and I believe he did another movie where he was playing Lestat.
Just Lestat.
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't even know that happened. I knew about Queen, but
yeah.
But yeah, you and Lady Fatblood are right there, dude. She's done with vampire movies and zombie movies. It has to be a standout flick.
Yeah, it really does.
What We Do in the Shadows. She absolutely she adores that movie and loves the TV series. Because remember, it's done by Taika Waititi.
Yeah, I gotta check it out now that you're talking. Who else is in that? Who's in that movie?
His crew.
What's it called? What We Do in the Shadows?
Yeah, a lot of his crew is in there from his show. What is the name of that show he did?
Now this is a TV series, right?
The TV series is fucking hilarious, but watch the movie first. The movie came out first, and the TV show is another different group of vampires that are living together. So it's filmed like a fake It's filmed like a fake reality show, like a fake documentary, but it's all vampires in the same house. It's hilarious.
So this one had Takai Waititi, Jermaine Clement, Jonathan Bruh. Okay, Jonathan Bruh's a good actor. I like Jonathan Bruh.
I forgot his TV show that Taika did. I forgot the name of it that they did way back. But yeah, it's so funny, dude. It's really funny.
Now, What We Do in the Shadows, is that a comedy as well, or is it more of a serious movie?
Just like the movie, and it's created still by Taika Waititi's team, but it's just a different group of vampires we're watching now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna have to check this out.
It's doing well that it was cleared for a third season. So
good.
People are excited, and I think it's on FX. It's on Hulu also, I think.
Yeah, I have Hulu, so I'll have to check it out there.
Yeah, it's fun.
All right. What We Do in the Shadows. That's funny. So, yeah, vampire movies. And I have a hard time sitting down to watch any.
I saw Interview with the Vampire in the theater, man. That was fucking kick ass.
Interview with the Vampire is really good. Bram Stoker's Dracula is pretty good. Obviously, the Blade is really good. Blade 2 is okay. Blade 3 is a shit show. And then I want to check out this Byzantium that you guys are talking about.
Flight of the Conchord. That was the early old school Taika Waititi show. So some of the people on that are casted in What We Do in the Shadows. But it's funny how we started off talking about a witch movie, and now we're all vampires now.
I know. Well, they're kind of in the same realm, so
that's true. That's true.
They're in the same realm.
You know, somebody brought this up. I don't think I've ever talked to you about this, Rob. What are your thoughts on Morbius?
I completely forgot about that movie. It's funny because with all the shit going on in 2020 and all these movies being delayed, I completely forgot about that movie. I thought the trailer was pretty good. I like Jared Leto. I think he's a good actor. I'd be interested to see it when it comes out on digital, because that's probably where it's going to end up.
Pretty much.
So, you know.
What about Vampires?
I haven't seen that one.
John Carpenter's?
No.
Oh, you'll like it, man. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know why Sony's taking all these Spider-Man obscure villains and trying to make something big out of them.
You mean like the Sinister Six movie that got scrapped a while back?
Oh, yeah. Well, they had good reason to scrap that. You know, I want Top Gun on the big screen. Oh, the new Top Gun movie? Damn, I forgot about that one too. Holy shit. There's so many movies I completely forgot about thanks to this pandemic lockdown bullshit.
I'm assuming Tom is flying the jets in this because he's Tom Cruise.
Yeah, it's Tom Cruise. He's going to be, he'll be flying the jet. He'll be banging some broad. And, I mean, what else can you expect? It's a Top Gun sequel.
One thing could ruin that sequel, though.
What's that?
Bland, uninteresting, young, brand new cast that the movie focuses on.
Well, that's probably what's going to happen. I mean, we're in the age of the millennial woke.
Take care, Tino. Take care, Tino.
See, it's Tom Cruise, Miles Teller.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Good actor.
Jennifer Connelly, I love her.
Oh, yeah.
John Hamm.
Okay.
Glenn Powell, never seen him before. Louis Pullman. Okay. Ed Harris. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Val Kilmer. I hope he lost weight for this.
I think he did.
I hope so.
I should have got his autograph.
Oh, you met him?
No, I was at a comic book sci-fi convention and whatnot, and he had a booth, but it was like a long line, so I was just like, eh. But I should have stood in line and got his autograph.
Shit, man! If I was Val Kilmer, I wouldn't be coming out for autographs looking the way he looks. If I looked like he did during his
long time ago,
if I looked like he did during his prime, and then looked the way he does now, I wouldn't even come out of my house. I'd be too embarrassed. Like shit. I mean, I always looked this way since I was born. I came out like this, so for me, it's no big
me
deal.
too.
But if you transition,
take off the beard, shave my head.
Yeah,
that's me as a kid.
No, I came out with all this shit, even the grades. If you transition from a heartthrob like Val Kilmer into the albatross that he's become,
oh my God! Wow! I just watched Karate Kid 3 yesterday. Watched it yesterday, and I was asking to myself, where is the actor that plays Terry Silva? Look at this. Thank you, John. Holy shit.
Oh, you know what? I wish my soundboard worked, but this is what I'm going to do. Sorry, back here. Hold on.
Okay. Thank you, John.
It's not perfect, but at least I
good
tried.
enough.
Yep.
It's good enough. We're gonna roll with that forever. It's never gonna end. It's too fun. But yeah, I was just Jesus Christ, Karate Kid 3 is horrible, man.
Yeah, it is. Hold on one second, since I got that. Since people could hear that. No, keep talking. I just want to.
Oh, we got the Briscoe 1, 2, 3, 4. The Mr. Vampire movies are awesome if you're looking for Asian vampire flicks. I agree. Those are a lot of fun, especially the first one. The first one's the best one.
All right, that's like the ghetto way to get my soundboard to work on a dual screen. Oh man,
yeah, Karate Kid 3, dude. Oh my god! Like, remember when we did our discussion? But remember, I didn't really have that much to say because I don't remember it. I just remember not liking it.
Yeah, well, there's not much to remember. So.
The only thing I remember was the hilarious.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny.
But watching it again, the saving grace is the main villain.
Who? Terry Silver?
Yeah, he's really the only reason to watch. Because at first I was like, I didn't know what to make of him. I was like, what is this performance? Like, what is this? Kind of cringe. It was kind of cringe. But then, from the middle all the way to the end, him being over the top evil, I was starting to enjoy it, and him trying to get Daniel to the dark side, I thought was fun. Other than that, everything else was horrible, man. Like, I was just like, that end finale was the worst. Oh. The first end finale fights, you were right when we talked, when we had our discussion. The first two end finale fights, at least there was a back and forth. There was some suspense.
Yeah.
This one, fucking LaRusso gets his ass kicked the whole fight. And then he does the stupid fucking kata bullshit.
Yeah, he vogues. He vogues his way to victory. He vogued his way to victory.
Oh.
I mean, they should make that into a workout video, voguing for victory. And you just, you do kata. Stupid.
Back, let me know, because we just.
I have a question, because I know you tend to watch obscure, not so popular movies, and I know we were talking about vampires. Did you ever see Lincoln the Vampire Hunter? Abraham Lincoln?
Yes, I seen that.
You did? I've always been curious about that movie because I'm a big Abe Lincoln fan.
It's right up there with Hansel and Gretel.
Really? Okay, now I got to check it out.
It's not terrible.
Okay, Abe Lincoln the Vampire.
The problem I had with Abe Lincoln the Vampire Hunter was, the actor that plays Abraham Lincoln actually does a very solid, convincing job playing Abraham Lincoln. And then when it starts off as Vampire Hunter movie, and then it turns into Abraham Lincoln biopic type movie, and then at the end you're like, oh yeah, remember Abraham Lincoln could kill vampires. That's the only bad thing about it. Was I was like, okay, you know what? This is a ridiculous concept. Fucking, I'm here. Let's have some fun being ridiculous. So when he's spinning the axe around himself and doing this crazy stuff and killing vampires and training and shit, I'm like, fuck it, I'm all in. Abraham Lincoln's a vampire hunter. And then it stops. And then it becomes, I am Abraham Lincoln, and we're going to follow my story.
Now, I'm assuming he was a vampire hunter before he was president.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to be a vampire hunter when you're trying to run the country.
But he picks up the axe again, at least for the third act. So I like Hansel and Gretel a little bit better. But then again, I haven't seen Abraham Lincoln. I've only seen Abraham Lincoln once, and that was years ago. Okay. I do have it on Blu-ray though, but it's just like Hansel and Gretel. It's an entertaining time waster.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, it's the Blu-ray so cheap, dude. It's like $3. It's like,
well, I can imagine. I mean, it's Abraham Lincoln, so
that would have been a good one, a good challenge. But it's too late now. I already seen it and I already have it. So
yeah,
that would have been a good one for me for in the future. But it's fine. But yeah, really quick, back to Karate Kid 3. I knew we were in trouble right when the movie started, and he gets asked, like right at the beginning of the movie, he gets asked about Kumiko. And he goes, "Oh yeah, she didn't feel like coming back with me. She got a scholarship at some dance studio in Japan." Okay, all right, moving on.
Yeah, I know. Let's put that away.
I was like, oh my god.
Poor Daniel can't catch a break.
I was talking. It was funny. I was talking to Retro Leo about Karate Kid Part 3 today, and he was like, "Oh my god, the movie was so bad." But he was saying, he was like, "Yeah, and the love interest was so pointless." And I told him, I was like, "Well, you know why she just disappeared, right?" And he's like, "Why?" I was because they found out later she's 16 years old.
In the movie? Oh shit! Yeah.
No, so that way, when you first see her meet Daniel, she's all over Daniel wanting to go on a date. And then the very next scene, he shows up to take her on a date, and she literally is like the next scene together, they had to rewrite it. So she's like, "Yeah, just you may not want to take me on a date, or you may not want to go out now because I just got to be up front and let you know that I already have a boyfriend in Columbus, Ohio, and I'm moving there soon."
What?
And then later, it was kind of like, okay, we're friends. They kind of made it like a friendship after that. They were just buddies.
Yeah.
And then she left the movie.
Oh my god!
It's like how do you mess that? How do you not know? How do you mess that up, Hollywood?
I like Severio here. What's next? George Washington is the Werewolf Hunter.
Yes,
I'm all for it. Let's do it.
How much you want to bet? Do you have IMDb open right now? How much you want to bet that movie exists right now?
No way.
Do it.
So?
You gonna look it up? He's gonna do it right now. Here we go.
Oh, geez, if I could type.
Hey, you're faster than me.
No, I don't see it popping up.
Damn it.
George Washington Werewolf by Kevin. Yeah, it looks like there's stories about him being a werewolf, but
I thought we were close. Usually when you think of it, it's already been made.
I know, seriously. Even if it's obscure, like a C movie tier, but
here I got one for you, but I can't recommend it, unfortunately. And it's not a bad movie, but I can't recommend it to you. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
It stars Sam Elliott.
I like Sam Elliott.
Urge from Tombstone. Roadhouse. That's right. And it's called, I'm not making this up. I thought this was going to be the greatest B movie ever made, and unfortunately it wasn't. It's called The Man Who Killed Hitler and Bigfoot.
I mean, that's historic. I mean, if you kill Hitler and Bigfoot in one lifetime, I mean, you deserve a Nobel Prize.
Chat, I'm not making this up. You can find this movie. This movie exists. And I couldn't wait to watch it. I was like, oh my God. And Sam Elliott's the guy. Like, we have to watch this. And unfortunately, the movie couldn't pick a tone. It wasn't like a fun hodgepodge like Hansel and Gretel. Like, let's just throw everything at the wall and have fun. It couldn't pick a tone. It tried to be really like a serious movie where Sam Elliott tells through flashbacks of him being assigned to take Hitler out, but he never got credit for it. And then later in the movie, he ends up hunting Bigfoot as an old age because he's still a hunter. And it was like, are we straight serious? Like, what are we doing? You can't, and it sucks too because Sam Elliott's acting was legit. Like, he was actually really good in this movie, but it was kind of like, what are we doing? You can't make a completely serious movie with a title like that. This needs to be bonkers. Like, this needs to be over the top, crazy. And unfortunately, it was too serious to recommend it. I can't recommend it to you. If you came up for free, go ahead.
I just came up with an idea for a movie more epic than killing Bigfoot and Hitler.
Okay.
It just popped in my brain. I'm going to call it The 7 Hunts of Jojo Barnes. And this guy in one movie will take out Genghis Khan.
Okay.
Okay. We'll throw Hitler into the mix. All right. The Yeti. That's 3.
Okay. The Yeti.
Takes out the Loch Ness Monster.
Okay.
All right. Takes out modern day werewolf.
I can dig it.
Okay. 2 more. I need 2 more big ones. I can't think of 2 more big ones. Something epic that people would. Oh, discovers and kills the first alien to land on Earth.
Abominable Snowman.
And so that's 6.
Okay.
We need one more. One more big hunt.
One more chat.
For JoJo Barnes to take out.
Dracula.
Yes. The 7 big hunts of JoJo Barnes. Severio says Slender Man. We can put that as an honorable hunt.
Sure.
We'll open the movie with Slender Man.
Yeah. Opening kill.
Yeah, and then we go on to the 7 major kills of JoJo Barnes. I need to write this shit down. This is a good idea. Someone's going to steal this. You know what? I'm going to mail this to myself tomorrow. If it ever happens, I'm taking them to court. And I know what people are thinking. Well, how's he going to kill some of these things all, Loch Ness Monster and Genghis Khan? I mean, he's a time traveler.
Yeah.
And he can only travel through time when he's at his most relaxed, which is when he's on the toilet.
Right.
So after he pinches a loaf, all he has to do is close his eyes and think about the time period he wants to go to, and he's there. I
can dig it.
I mean, this is like epic shit right now.
But I want neck cracks. I want Jason neck cracks, like Slender Man. Just that's it, done.
Yeah, no, I want him to kill Genghis Khan while Genghis Khan is in bed. You ever see Freddy versus Jason? When Jason, there you go. When Jason kills that dude in the bed by lifting the bed and he snaps his back in half.
Yeah. That's
how I would have him kill Genghis Khan. Just the same exact kill. And JoJo Barnes is just a 6'4", scruffy looking, Southern boy with a mullet.
Scruffy looking.
Yeah, he's kind of like Dog the Bounty Hunter, but not as Diesel. Make it more bonkers and have him go into different dimensions and slay interdimensional beings. I know. JoJo Barnes hunts Ghidorah, the 3-headed monster. Make a second movie. He crosses genres. Low budget. I mean, if I can only get a low budget for it, I'll make it work. But I'd like to invest at least a good $200 million. And who would I cast as JoJo Barnes? I guess you'd have to put Tom Cruise, right? I mean, we got to draw people. Genghis Khan, I would put. Running. What happened?
And make sure we have a lot of running because it's Tom Cruise.
Yeah, and plus Tom Cruise, you save money because he does his own stunts.
Yeah.
So I save money there.
He can literally run through one of the creatures and just like Flash, just
who would I cast as Genghis Khan?
Fat Samurai guy.
There you go. Or what's the name of the girl who played Rose Tico? We need to put her back. We need to put her back in the movies. She's a big deal. I think she's a star in the making. And then then we can cast who do we cast as the Loch Ness Monster? Who would I cast as the Loch Ness Monster? I guess you can cast the Pokemon Gyarados, right? John yelling and running. I'm in. JoJo Barnes, the 7 hunts of JoJo Barnes. Mark it. You're going to see this movie made, I don't know when, but just, don't hold your breath. But it's coming at some point.
7 hunts.
I think Rob secretly likes Rose Tico. I do. I like Asian women. She's got, pretty eyes. So, no, I'm thinking more bringing them into the theater. If you cast Kelly Marie Tran in a crazy movie called The 7 Hunts of JoJo Barnes, believe me, they're gonna come to see it. Danny DeVito could play an evil leprechaun.
Sold.
All right.
Speaking of, time to wrap it up or what?
I actually got 40 more minutes. So I usually have a 2-hour stamina when I stream, and then I'm spent.
We can wrap it up, buddy. I mean, we covered a lot.
Yeah, it's up to you, man. It's your show.
No, we'll go ahead and wrap it up.
All right.
Yeah.
Wrapping it up.
All right. Short and sweet tonight. Thanks, chat, for joining us. Make sure you guys head over to Rob Entertainment Talk Nation channel. Make sure you go over there, like, share, and subscribe. Spread the word. That's right, because Soul Samurai guy, your boy, is going to be heading over to Rob's this Friday for his challenge. Is it really that bad? To me, And I'm gonna be talking. We're gonna be talking about The Core. Yes, starring the next Karate Kid or whatever the fuck. And yeah, we're gonna be over there. What time, Rob?
Well, I will cater to your time period, so we can do it at 9 p.m.
Okay, so 9 p.m. Well, it'll be 6 p.m. for me, right?
Yeah. 6 p.m. for you, 9 p.m. for me.
So 6 p.m. Pacific time for over here in Cali, and 9 for the eastern side, the east side. You know what I'm saying? That's right.
And also, just to let some of my channel viewers know, just to remind you guys, things are going to be pretty slow this week in content and live streams because it's holiday week.
Yeah.
But Friday will definitely be on ETN. And then Saturday is the big Rob birthday party stream. So make sure you stop by for that. We're going to have Lenny opening the show with a little performance.
Oh, shit.
I told chat that I would give them some tarot card readings. So that should be interesting. And I'm sure I'll come up with some other crazy shit to do. So yeah, because I'm you know, yeah. I used to do tarot card readings back in the day. So
I'll try to pop in and say what's up.
Yeah, man.
Turning 25, I see, right?
Yeah, 25. Yeah, I just spray paint this hair like that. I do it seasonal, so we're in winter, so it's white.
Right.
So but the summertime it's great because I do it yellow, and then everybody thinks I'm the Lion King. So it's really good.
Well, you don't want to make me feel bad, or left out,
No, see, you have the nice grizzled gray. I have the old man white.
The old man white.
Yeah. So do a Rob roast everyone session. You want me? I can roast people if that's what you want. I'll roast,
Also, chat, don't forget, I'm going to shoot don't forget, we got tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time, premiere movie review. Me and Lady Fat Blunt have a movie review. We review the controversial Western, The Great Silence, okay? So make sure you guys check that out. But Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific, I'm going to shoot I'm going to try to do the live Q&A of Arnold Schwarzenegger films. We're going to go through all those movies. Do it now.
Do it now. Get to the chopper.
Retro Neil is going to join as well. Rob, are you busy
tomorrow? If you're starting at 6 p.m.
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Let me see. Wednesday is If you start at 6 p.m., I should be good.
Well, hell, shit. There you go. Rob's going to join. I'll send you an invite, bud.
All right.
We're going to go through starting.
Everyone's commenting on the back scratcher, but what they don't realize is this can scratch more than your back. Sometimes, look, let me be real here real quick before we go. Sometimes you hadn't taken a shower yet. You're not feeling so fresh. And you don't want to get your fingertips functified. So this comes in handy. I got 4 of these. This is my personal one. No one else can use it. That's why you guys always see when we're here. So functified. That's right. And don't forget, guys, The 7 Hunts of Jojo Barnes, an open forum movie. So share your ideas with me next time I'm on. Just understand there is a non-signed, non-disclosure agreement. Any ideas you give me become mine. You get absolutely no credit or no money. Thank you. I appreciate your donations.
All right, guys. Take care. See you guys Wednesday night. Peace out. Bye.
Later.